Hedman Hedders, only the finest for my truck. Ordered these from Summit. They just came in today. I'm going to unbox them and do an install. I can't wait. Okay. Sucker open. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Now these come painted, although it's not a high heat paint, it's just a cheap paint. So I'm going to go back over them and paint them up. They're actually a little scratched up in the box. Kind of sucky, but it's okay. They're probably going to get all rusty in it anyway. Cool, there's one. That's the driver's side. We got the collectors, hose clamps, flex hose, hardware, gaskets. Now these headers are for the 460. Part number is 89140. 89140. That is awesome. These are long tube headers, but they're not a mile long. They're just decent length there. They're not the fender exit. These are inside the frame. These have the large 3-inch collectors and the mounting flange. Cool. I'm going to actually hit these with some high heat paint before I install them on the truck. Awesome. Alright, first thing I'm going to have to do, put these new headers on, is I have to unbolt the old manifolds from the exhaust pipe. That's all being cut out, done away with, and then unbolt these old factory manifolds. Oddly enough, I painted these silver, high temp silver, about 10 years ago, and they actually still have quite a bit of silver left. So I got to get those off, and then supposedly you have to jack up one side of the engine. I can't remember which side. I'm just going to probably unbolt both engine mounts and lift the whole engine just a couple of inches to get the new headers in there. I think it's for this side, if I remember right. Yeah. Just another little quick thing. Engine's been completely degreased. All this paint is new Ford blue. This is old blue. When I first rebuilt this engine over 10 years ago. Yeah, so I'll get those off and we'll go from there. I'm not going to video all of this just because of the fact that these bolts may take a while to break loose. Alright, headers are in on driver's side and passenger side. Despite what I had read online, I did not have to put the starter in first to put that side header in. It was actually easier having the starter out. We had to have the truck jacked up because the back of the header, because they're long tubes, they were hitting the ground. So we jacked up the truck, but we also had the motor mounts removed. The ones down here, where I'm trying to point my finger, those mounts, not the ones over here, but we just took those mounts out on both sides. Lifted the motor up a couple inches, and then had the whole truck jacked up probably 6-7 inches off the ground, so I could get up underneath and allow clearance for the long tube header. Had one slight hiccup with the header bolts. So I actually got the proper header bolts. Those little shiny ones. I'm trying to get them on camera, but the one at the very back Seems like it was trying to cross thread, or maybe the threads in the block were already cross threaded or drilled crooked. Either way, I ended up just taking one of the original manifold bolts, cutting it down a little bit, putting some thread locker on it and sticking it in. And yeah, new starter's in, headers are in, they are painted. Okay, well, let's see if we can get this thing to start up. Open header, at least let it run for a few minutes. This is a Ford 460 cubic inch Hedman Hedders, no pipes, no muffler, open header. Sounds good and loud, very loud. Oh my God.